Had a little Sunday surprise positive Kentucky news as Tyran Stokes, the number one player in the class of 2026, the most talked about recruit, I think, in all of high school basketball on our channel right now, because Tyran Stokes is constantly surprising people and doing things you don't expect. He was on an official visit to Kentucky this past weekend. He rescheduled his visit, if you remember, in May. Very last minute, canceled a visit to Kentucky. Everybody kind of freaked out about it. There was some reporting from the Kentucky side that it seemingly made Tyron like subtweet Kentucky and was like, let's everybody calm down. Can a guy have some privacy? Well, they seem to have already smoothed things over. Tyron was in Lexington on an official visit this weekend, per the one and only Joe Tipton from On Three. Did this surprise you? I don't think anyone knew this was coming. And then all of a sudden, Tyron Stokes just pops up on campus the week that Kentucky's doing the camp with the youth.
Yeah, no, it did surprise me. But I guess, thinking about obviously I think there's a little bit of a break in AAU like EYBL stuff this weekend. So maybe it made sense for him to do so. But yeah, it was a little bit random. What was the exact date of this visit? Is it currently happening right now
I don't know if he's still there, but he was there on Sunday. That's when it
on
broke that
Sunday?
he was there.
Okay. Because I don't think he was still there, but Tay Kenny was at Louisville that same days before that. But I don't think he was there through the weekend. I think it was like a Thursday, Friday thing.
Okay. Um, what does it matter to you that it seemed like this surprised people? Like as far as recruiting, I don't know, vibes or trying to read between the lines on recruitments. Because sometimes, like the number one player is coming, sometimes it's like he's going to be here in 2 weeks. Everybody know he's going to show him some love. And instead, this was like a Sunday afternoon. By the way, Tyron Stokes is here. Did you guys know this? We're all like, what? Does that
Yeah,
mean
it is.
anything to you?
Yeah, and also I feel like it doesn't align like with Tyron Stokes how he's kind of operated. Like, it should be a big deal that this is happening and when it's happening and things such like that. So I don't know if it's like it's scheduled, schedules matched up and this is just kind of how it worked out. But it was surprisingly a quiet like in the middle of the night. Oh, by the way, like Tyron Stokes is gonna be visiting Kentucky.
This video is brought to you by NBA2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well, and they're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game, and I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's it's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video. If it overlapped with the kids camp that Kentucky players were hosting this week and Mark Pope was putting on, then that's a fun time for a visit, I feel like.
Yeah, and I already know what Mark Pope was hitting them with.
What's that?
In 20 years, T, you're gonna bring your kids to this camp. You're gonna bring your kids to this camp.
Yeah, sure, could happen. Yeah, the mysteriousness of this does intrigue me because, as you mentioned, it's not exactly the way the Stokes recruitment has gone. That's been very well publicized the whole time. Just the fact that this was kind of like, oh, he's here, and everyone's like, what? That's cool. Is very like to me either that's like Mark Pope kind of trying to sneak one here and just pull a little sneaky link off, or I don't know, or maybe the substance to the initial reports that like maybe Tyron was a little annoyed with Kentucky. But you're on an official visit. There's no way to paint that as a bad thing for Kentucky. It's a great development, but I don't know. Stokes seemed a little put off by the whole Kentucky like social media experience. Maybe
Hmm.
Kentucky read the room correctly on that, and it's like, oh, you know what? You want to just come here on your own quietly? We can facilitate that. We don't need to be breathing down your neck on this visit, and maybe that's going to help them win the recruitment.
I think it does calm things down a little bit too, because obviously with him postponing, all types of things start coming up because of that, right? Like
Yeah.
there's, the that other people might be in a better spot that, um Kentucky's really not in it like we think they are. This does kind of somewhat put that to bed a little bit, even if it was true or not true, right?
Yeah. Yes, I agree. The biggest thing for me on this, do you pick up on what's going down right now?
Talk to me.
There's a little arms race happening
Between who?
between two guys with a lot of arms,
Who's that?
Pat Kelsey and Mark Pope.
See, the misread by you,
Why?
because Pat Kelsey has short arms.
I said a lot of arms. I didn't say long arms.
Okay,
Yeah.
multiple arms.
These guys have a lot of arms, both of them. No, I think we are seeing a shift happen, though, truly. I think heading into year two of Pat Kelsey and Mark Pope, year one was a lot of positivity and just good vibes and respect mutually for each other. And almost the way they built their two rosters last year, Car, it was very, we're not going to step on each other's toes. Like I'm almost weirdly enough, I'm rooting for our rival because it would be good for this rivalry to be back in a good place, right? I feel like we heard sentiments from both of these guys. When asked about each other, all they do is scream about how great the other one is. They're looking forward to playing each other. And really, as far as I can remember, I don't think there was a player on either roster last year that the other one wanted, was there? Like, other than Ali Khalifa, who ended up in Louisville and was a Mark Pope guy, there hasn't been a ton of competitive, I want this guy and so do you until now, right?
Yeah, not that I can think of, and especially with this too, because like the he's a Kentucky native. There is a lot of that behind it too, I think. So yeah, I think this is going to be more prevalent than I mean, not more than prevalent than we think, but like this is going to be something that is, I think, going to be, a classic in-state recruiting battle, right? Like that's going to be part of the rivalry. Like who is pulling the best kids from the state? Also, just in general, who's pulling the best players?
Yeah. Well, and as you mentioned, Tay Kinney is the other big one they're going head to head for right now. It doesn't feel like a small thing to me that while Tay Kinney is publicly at Louisville, everybody knew this was the Tay Kinney official visit. Mark Pope is sneaking the number one player in the country and Louisville's number one player on their board.
Yeah.
Like there are some chess moves being made right now, is all
Yeah.
I'm saying. And I don't feel like that was the case last year between Pope and Kelsey head to head in this rivalry. Now the gloves are coming off a little bit. And as a college basketball fan, that excites me to no end. Because if these two want to get dirty with each other a little bit, that's going to be the next step in this rivalry, you know?
Yeah. It'll be fun to see though.